and then we're going to make another list until you learn your lesson. That's power. Progressives can have it, but we have to be smart and strategic. Get angry at the right time, yell at the right time, put pressure on at the right time. I'm not saying don't do any of that stuff. I'm telling you, you must do that stuff. But you must do it at a critical juncture when we can win. This is not a delaying tactic. Why on God's green earth, if you've ever watched the Young Turks or read any of the people that I mentioned, why would they want to delay? We've been fighting for this for 20 years. And here comes Jimmy Come Lately, who's like, oh, I just had an idea yesterday. I don't know. I just had an idea.
It was a month ago, and you agreed with it.
In and pretend I'm the one great guy who's had this figured out all along. Please, please, please. So, okay. Look, if at the end of all this you go, no.
That was pure hatred for Jimmy Dore.
I want to vote every time. We got 0 progressives to vote for it this time. I don't care if we get 0 next time. I don't even care if we vote on Medicare for all. I don't care. I'm just angry. Okay, then you do you, okay? If you want to win, we have to be strategic and do it the right way. By the way, if you got anybody who's saying, no, let's wait 2 or 3 years or 4 years, no, that's nonsense. Establishment media is going to do what they do. Corporate Democrats are going to do what they do. But progressives, we have to unite and do it the right way so for God's sake we can win. You know how many people die every year because they don't have insurance? 45,000 people. I've said this 1,000 times. Every year that we don't have Medicare for all, a stadium full of people die. We all have tremendous urgency. We've got to get it as soon as possible. That's why it's important to have the right strategy and not the wrong strategy. But if you still say, no way, nope, I just like the guy who's yelling the loudest. All right, come back another day. I'll yell louder when the time is right, and hopefully you'll listen then. All right, but don't get me wrong. A lot of people that were part of
so it's just to wait for when we decide
have good
it's the right time. Interesting.
In terms of the people who are not the so-called hosts, okay, almost everybody had a good intention, okay, and your anger is justified, your frustration is justified, and the strategy overall of forcing a vote is a good one. I'm not asking you to wait forever. I'm asking you to do it on the right vote. And if you say, nope, Cenk, I don't want to wait ever, and if you say I can get it tomorrow, I'm still going to hate you and think you work for Pelosi and Clinton and whoever else and NATO.
An error occurred, and now there's an ad. Now there's an ad.
Download the Western Union app. Available 24/7.
All right, guys, let's talk about force of it and what happened.
So that's the end of that nonsense. So I'll make my comments coming up, but just right off the bat, GQ doesn't say when the next better idea is going to come up. He mentioned something about holding up a continuing resolution. That's the real power right there. We could have held up the NDAA, but again, you know, it's with this goddamn Senate. And so I would be interested in seeing if Cenk in the next month or two says, here's the moment. This is the moment. There are lots of accomplishments with Force the Vote. We got the biggest one is we got the pay-go rules changed. That's what Force the Vote did. By creating a big old fucking hoopla extravaganza, we got pay-go rules changed. We got to find out, you know, a whole bunch of new friends, right? There's a whole bunch of people out there, and I hope that we all can become friends. I don't know. I hope all the YouTubers, the progressive YouTubers who want change, will, you know, build coalitions. But let's see, more precise. Let's see, what's Jimmy? We have now a Twitter Lion Pride. Jimmy Dore's got, you know, an army. So Jimmy Dore's army can be useful for the next big issue or the next big moment. So I feel like that's something that can be used again and again and again. We could build coalitions, become friends. I feel like this is the next generation of progressives. These are the progressives who want concrete change. I don't believe TYT wants concrete change. It'd been so fucking easy for them to just say, yes, let's do this. Let's sort it out. Let's figure it out. But instead, they wanted to just, grift and make money off of being against him. They didn't have any better ideas. They had no direction. They're just a bunch of commentating assholes, a bunch of news aggregating, commentating assholes off to the side, just creating spectacles and good for them, make their money, whatever, concerts, a lot of people do that, comedy. So we got the pay-go rules changed. That's the biggest change. We changed the narrative. The whole conversation changed. So right now we could have a hit point. Progressives can run against all the progressives. Cory Bush can be primary now. Jamal Bowman can be primary now. Hey, Jamal Bowman, remember when you went into Congress and you just voted for Nancy Pelosi, like right away, just immediately? Everybody saw that. It was clear as day. It was clear as day. We had 5 Democrats who didn't vote for Nancy Pelosi, but the progressives did. Well, how come the 5 Democrats who didn't, how come they had a bigger, stronger spine, a stronger back for standing up for what they believe to be right? What did we get out of the vote? What did we get out of voting for, the progressives? We had 17 progressives, and it was a razor-thin margin. It was only, 116 and 109, so 7 votes. By 7 votes, that means it would have been a tight race if a leading progressive would have organized and got, would have given Nancy Pelosi a run for her money in the Democratic caucus that happened prior to the vote. And the reason why I am assuming this, because, I don't know 100% all the stupid little, but Nancy Pelosi, when she was, her speech or whatever, saying how great she is, after she had won the speakership, she had said congratulations to Kevin McCarthy on winning his election. So the Republicans had an election, the Democrats had an election. So it'd be interesting to see amongst themselves in that Democratic caucus who voted for whom. And, perhaps the numbers or it might change, but for the only indication that we got that there was any sort of resistance to Nancy Pelosi was that House floor vote. So the 5 House Democrats, the only thing we can glean from this is the 5 House Democrats would not have, voted for Pelosi for any reason. So if they could, it'd been easy just to get them and say, hey, let's do Medicare for all. So the House, the 5 who did not vote for it showed, more courage than the fraud squad. They showed more courage than the fraud squad. What the fuck did they vote for it for? I mean, they know the conversation was going. They know all eyes on them. And yet the 5 Democrats, they could vote against it. And it was, razor thin. So, is anybody shitting on the 5 that, didn't vote is anybody saying, hey, you're going to try to destroy democracy and this and that and what the fuck, Golden and whatever, Flopkin and Barn Mitter. So that Golden guy, right? So that's just some thoughts off the top of my head for now. Peace.